Right, Ricardo. Tell me, how has the return of the National Namibian Football League helped your Namibian football in general?
Well, I think in the past, the past 2 years when there were no players to select from the league, it limited us a little bit, to a specific group of players. And with the league on, it gives you an option to look outside the group. And that's the important thing. So that if a player within the group or within the core of the team is not performing, you can pick that up and replace him with a player that's doing better than that specific player. So that's the luxury of having a league, and also in terms of match fitness, that will be an extra bonus. But it's great to have the league back. It made things very difficult for us when there was no league. So I'm positive that we will get more players into the national team, that players that have not been looked at previously, an opportunity to get into the senior team.
Right, and talking about that, you had a friendly recently against Lesotho, and you brought in a few young new players. Were they specifically from the league that they caught your eye?
Yeah, specifically from the league, and also the vision that we have with the national team took priority. We dropped a lot of players that we took to Chan to give these youngsters an opportunity, so that we could see who can smoke the pipe and who can't. And I think the two matches, the Swaziland match and the Lesotho match, gave us that, because we had a look at a couple of players, gave almost 6 players in the Swaziland game an opportunity for the first time, and then also about 6-7 in the Lesotho game. So that helps us with the long-term plan that we have with the national team. If I can take you back, 98, there was a big gap between the 98 team and the 2018, 10-year gap, and we had to build and rebuild, and it took us a very long time. And we are of the opinion that it can't happen again in future. So for that to make sure it doesn't happen, or there's no 10-year gaps between two good teams, is to bring in youngsters and to look at players that we haven't looked at before, so that we can have depth. And when you have depth in a team, the competitive level goes up. And when the competitive level within a team goes up, results come. So if a player has been in the setup for the past 5-6 years, he's won the COSAFA Cup, he's won the plate, he's qualified the country to Chan, sometimes the players get complacent, and that's human nature, and players are no different. So the only time that you can actually say that no, you need to keep the competitive edge, is to bring in fresh blood. And I think we've struggled with that in the past by bringing in fresh blood when we were doing well. Everyone concentrated, wow, we have a good team in 98, and they forgot about the next generation, the next team that we had to bring in, and that's why it took us so long. So we don't want that, a repeat of that. So that's why we give these 12 players collectively an opportunity. And for me, if I can get 2 or 3 out of the 12, even better. That means we've got more depth in the team.